You're listening to the Practical Living Podcast with Doreen Rainey, where we focus on purpose, peace, and prosperity. Our goal is to support you in applying the teachings of Christ in your everyday life. Welcome to episode 24. It is Doreen Rainey, your host of Practical Living. And today's episode is all about conqueror. I know I say this phrase. I'm sure you say this phrase. I know that you've probably heard other people say this phrase many times. And that is that we are more than conquerors. And yes, that statement is absolutely 100% true. And I wonder if we really understand the depth of what we are saying when we proclaim that we are conquerors. And so to explore that a little more, I first want to talk about what does it mean by definition to be a conqueror. And it simply means that it is someone who overcomes an adversity. And what strikes me about that definition is, yes, we can confidently proclaim that we are conquerors, but that also means that in order for us to live that out, there has to be something adversarial to overcome. Now, I'm pretty sure that each and every one of us can come up with a laundry list of situations, circumstances, people, challenges, barriers that have shown up in our lives over the years. Because the truth is, as a Christian, we are not promised a perfect life. We are not promised a life without trials and tribulations. And we aren't promised a life where all lights are green, everything always goes our way. But we are promised that in the midst of those challenges, there is a way that we can overcome them. I'm sure that we face challenges in our finances or in our marriage, on our job, or in our business. And I would venture to say that currently, right now, in some place in your life, you have some challenge that you are facing. And I just want to remind you how we overcome these challenges, how we overcome the adversary. And it's very clear that we are able to overcome because of him. Romans 8:31 says, if God be for us, who can be against us? And if we tap into the power of God, we can see that situation, we can see that challenge, we can see that barrier, we can see that blockage, we can see that mountain suddenly be moved. But it doesn't just happen. There are definite instructions on how we can overcome those challenges. And whatever it is, whatever you're facing, whatever your mountain is, we know that we must fight it with faith and with works. And your faith declares what you believe, but your works demonstrates that you believe. And so I'm going to challenge you today that whatever adversary you are dealing with in this moment in your life, a health challenge, a financial challenge, a work challenge, a relationship challenge, whatever that adversary looks like, I want you to first declare what your faith says about this challenge, that you have overcome it. And then I want the actions that you take, the works that you do to line up with that faith. If you knew that everything in the end was going to work out in your favor, how would you be acting today? What would you do today? What would you say today? What action would you take today? That's what I would encourage you to do. Because as an overcomer, when we have challenges that we need to face, we need to first tap into our faith, say what God says about us in this situation, and then match that with our belief and the works that we do that demonstrate the faith that we have. Well, thank you so much for tuning in today. I hope that this episode has inspired you to dig deeper into your faith and allow your actions to line up with what it is you say you believe. Now, before I sign off, I want to share with you our foundational scripture, which is 1 Thessalonians 5:11. And it says, "Therefore, encourage one another and build each other up, just as in fact you are doing." And so until next time, be encouraged and know that you are a conqueror. Thank you for listening to this episode of Practical Living. You can connect with us on Instagram at Practical Living Ministries and on our website at practicallivingministries.org.